Hey there! Excuse my Saturday morning. Look, I did put a little bit of mascara on. Just in case. But I was sitting here and I was on a prayer call and I ended up thinking, let me just go through a bunch of paperwork. I have a bunch of paperwork that was on my counter by my microwave, but we had gotten rid of that microwave and oh my goodness, I just feel like whatever. Don't look at the hair. And I have this thing called a household manager, and I wanted to show you it. It's just a binder. It's a big 3-ring plastic binder, heavy duty. This thing is like probably 20 years old. This thing is so old. But a long time ago, I heard about this, and I've taught it to other moms groups or moms, and this has been our lifesaver when my kids were little. Well, now they're all grown and they've moved out, and so I don't need this anymore, but it's still been sitting on my counter. That's how bad I am purging. Case in point, how bad I am at purging. My youngest is 19. Why do I still have this? Well, I might have grandkids one day. No, this is going in the trash. I don't need that anymore. But I wanted to explain my household manager real quick in case it's an idea for you. So I have 5 kids. I had 4 biological, 1 adopted. I still have them. They're just adults now. They're not kids. And keeping everything organized, all their friends, their school schedules, the bus schedules, all their sports stuff, immunization records, school records, things that we needed for that, as well as I would do kind of batch cooking, or I'd plan my meals for a month, and so I'd have a calendar. Sometimes I had periods of different purging or cleaning or chore charts or things I wanted to get done. Phone numbers galore. All the kids had their own friends and their own phone numbers, and they wanted to learn how to call their friends and all that kind of stuff. So I created a household manager. Plus, if I ever went anywhere, and it would take me days to write like a 6-page report for my mom of what to do, when, where, how, all the people, the phone numbers, all that kind of stuff. So the household manager saved a lot of that. And so I want to show you my raggedy one. You can now create, digitally with everything. This is, honestly, a lot of this is really like it's pre-smartphones for sure. There might be stuff you can just do all this on smartphone now, but when my parents would watch our kids, like if I was going out of town, my husband and I were going out, for a week on vacation, whatever, if anything happened, all they had to do was pull out the household manager. Pretty much everything was in there. We would have a copy of the medical releases, in case they needed to do anything. When we eventually got around to making a will, I think that might have been in here, but all the kids' information, especially, and household stuff. That's why I call it a household manager. So I even have, in the port, and again, I'm organized, but it's a chaotic organization, and I just don't want to take the time to make everything super duper pretty. I just want it to be done. So there's a pocket here, and I have like emergency numbers here, and some other things have been thrown in there too. Emergency numbers for this area, for different schools, poison control, things like that. On the front, I even have the ABCs of melanoma. That was just probably within the last 10 years when I started having skin issues. But at the beginning, I always had my calendar. I just printed up and wrote it in with pencil, or monthly calendar, and we broke it out by days. Sundays was leftovers. Let's see, in this season in 2007, Monday was pork, chicken, Tuesday was chicken, leftovers was Wednesday. Wednesday was leftovers. Thursday was seafood. Friday pizza, or I'd do pancakes or eggs. Saturday was beef or turkey dishes. And then the reason the 2007 one is in there is on the back of it is I had written kind of our most common recipes that I knew everybody in the family would eat. So I had it broken down: pork, chicken. And again, you don't have to be fancy. I just used pencil and wrote things in, and then I put where like if I didn't know where the recipe was, I put beside it, page 94, FA, for whatever FA stood for at the time, frozen something, I don't know. All our easy parks and recreation numbers, so I could, when I sign them up for classes, our frequently used important phone numbers, which you can see has been written on over and over and over and over again. And then some more important numbers on the back there. Let me see if I can turn this. I'll show you my calendar here. I'll show you my manager. And like I said, oh, look at all that. That's really scary. Let's not do that. Another area I need to purge. Here we go. Be like a teacher. It's all going to be backwards though. So I have just the beginning is a lot of like just stuff we might need right off the hand. I would have phone numbers. Oh my gosh, I have to purge. This is like lists from work, from mops, everything. And then I found these things because people have business cards or magnets for all our kids' doctors' offices or businesses that we use. And this was full. I kind of weeded it down a while ago. More numbers, prayers. And then I had sections for, this is one thing my dad made, prayers for the grandkids. And I gotta turn it this way. Then each kid gets their own folder tab. So the front side would be medical stuff. This side would be school stuff. So all immunization records, referrals, recommended, whatever I needed, to hold on to or have quick access to. And then same for school stuff, papers, authorizations for sports, things like that. And then in here, I had their school, can't even talk. Their school information, so their classes, their bells, their bus information, what time, the bus number, all that kind of stuff, would have that up front, and then behind it, anything else, just related to that kid, whether it's a special dietary stuff that they're on, or school information. This one has authorization for health and emergency information for my son, because if they have different doctors. And then each kid got their own phone directory, and they could write down their friends and numbers, or I could write it down, the mom, so then I'd know too who to call, how to call. Again, this is pre all the fun smartphones and everything. And so each kid got that. I've purged a lot out. There's like all the papers are gone. I'm working on it. But it's so fun to read some of these old, the phone numbers and their friends. I'm like, I remember that friend and stuff. So the stuff that's left in here is a lot of just immunization records, college stuff for the kids. So they each got their own folder, tabs and everything. And then in the back, I had, just anything. You can set this up however you want. You can have all these different sections. You can have a cleaning section, a food section, a budget section, the kids section. You can set it up, but it's things that you would need, that you want to have access to quicker than having to go through a filing cabinet or search through your computer or things like that. That would be in one place. Now, again, with the advent of smartphones, we carry so much stuff on our smartphones, and there's apps for everything and all sorts of stuff. So if you're digitally inclined, use a digital household manager. I was a paper and pen inclined. And I still love my paper calendars. I'm getting used to digital. But finding a way that works for you, that's what it's all about, is finding a way that works for you to keep you guys organized, and so that you're not spending forever looking for that number for your son's friend. So when my kids would make a new friend, or they'd have, get a new phone number, like Johnny gave me his number, at school, great, go put it in the household manager. And they would go in, they'd pull out the sheet and they'd write the name. And you can see, I'll show you, you can see my daughter's handwriting with some of her friends there. So, and they felt so big being able to do that. And then they could go and they could call their friend whenever they wanted, and we didn't lose it. Where's my friend for Johnny? I can't find it. So, and then the back I have a CPR, basic CPR, and, dislodging something from your airway kind of thing. I also had copies of, this is one chart. I made so many chore charts and different charts and character trait charts, and we were always giving rewards, for things in our house. And this is one I totally forgot about, which was the excellence, love, honor, and respect chart. But I put it in here, anything I needed to make a copy of, so I could pull it out and make more copies if I needed to. Again, it was just quicker and easier for me to do that than to find the file on my on my computer. And I can see it. But I have to read this little chart to you that I came up with. So I taught my kids that we treat everybody with love, honor, and respect, not because they deserve it necessarily, but because that's who we are. We are loving, honorable, and respectful people. But in essence, they do deserve it, because everybody is made in the image of God, and God is worthy of being honored that way, with love, honor, and respect. And then I also talk a lot about everything you do it as with excellence unto the Lord. And we had scriptures around our house and things like that. So this was about excellence love, honor, and respect chart, and they had 2 questions that they had to ask, and they got a point for each of them. I guess, yeah, they got a point, so you could get 2 points a day total. And the first point was, did I do everything today out of love, honor, and respect for others? Did I do everything today out of excellence for God? And then the second one, did I do all of my part to make this family work well? I.e., did I do my chores? Did I help each other out, help others out? And this was a way to just kind of get it in front of their brain, and so then they could get points each day, based upon that. And then at the bottom is the rewards, yay section. I try to make it fun. Rewards, yay. So, everybody has different opinions on allowances. Our opinion was that, we will say this is your allowance, but you get to keep it. Like, you got to keep it, it's not just a free handout necessarily just for being my child. That there are times we just bless just because you're my child, and we give blessings. So, but, if we're going to teach them about earning a wage and things, that there isn't earning, this is more of like, so if you don't participate in the excellence, love, honor, and respect this week, and you don't do a good job, and you get 0 to 4 points for the whole week, there's no allowance. But it says, this wasn't your best week, but I know you will do great next week. We love you, and God does too. If you got 5 to 7 points, you got 25% of your allowance. And I don't know if this is right or wrong to do. This is what we did. I know you can do better next week. Keep working at it. Keep loving others and preferring them before yourself. 8 to 10 points is 50%. Remember to keep excellence for God, love, honor, and respect in mind at all times. You can do it. 11 to 12 points, you get 75% of your allowance. You are on your way to great things. Keep up the good work. You are awesome. And 13 or 14 points, full allowance. Yay, great job. You are a man or woman of great character and integrity. And our kids always had ways to like make extra, stuff with different chores. We had a variety of different ways throughout my 27 years of parenting before they all became adults, 26 years. Of ways to not just to earn rewards, but also character training and getting things in front of their minds in regards to how to love others well, how to be a team player, how to participate in this family unit, because when you have 7 people living in a house, we need to work well together. So I totally forgot about that chart. Maybe because I didn't use it as much as I had wanted to. I don't know. It's amazing how much you forget, and then I had this posted on the wall for a while, but rumble language. This was a little more recent, probably the last 7-8 years. Different things that we use, like we can say, like the story I made up about this situation is, instead of like, you always do this, you don't know that, tell me more, I'm curious about it. Anyways, so different little things that I put around the house, or I had put around the house. In the back, I had some, what did I have? Those, where are they? Oh, I had all these things. Color swabs, things that I was working on, household project things and stuff like that. This was another chart just to show you, because I'm reminiscing, because all my kids are old. My baby turned 21. My baby's son turned 21. I have one who's 19 too. And look how worn this is. It's been on the wall forever and got all dirty and stuff. But this was our, did I remember to today? Did I remember to enjoy the life God gave me and be thankful? Did I remember to do my devotions and spend time with God in prayer? He loves it when I spend time with him. Did I remember to make my bed? So, this is like spiritual. This is like the practical stuff, around the house, I guess. All that is. I don't know. It's all separated, color-coded somehow. Make my bed, laundry, keep my bedroom clean my up after myself, do my section. Is it the best looking section in the house? Am I proud of it? Put my shoes, coats, and lunchbox away, do my homework. So this is like afternoon stuff, I guess, after school. And then offer to help others with homework or housework. Be a young man or woman of great character and integrity, which means no lying, whining, complaining, cheating, disobeying. Treat everyone with love, honor, and respect. Do everything with excellence for God, not for mom, dad, and others. And then Colossians 3:23 and 24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for men, since you know you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. I loved being a mom. I don't think I did everything right. I know I didn't do everything right, but these kinds of things, like looking back on it, just brings me joy. And there's a part of me where the enemy will be like, you didn't do it well enough, And when you're young adults have struggles and you think, oh, I should have done this better. I should. Don't do that to yourself, mamas. I did the best with what I knew and what I had at the time. I did the best that I could. I was always striving to be the best mom, to be the best wife, to raise my kids the best I knew how, considering my circumstances, my capacity, my health, my, like just working, whatever, like you can go back and you could design maybe a better life or a better way to do things in hindsight, but we don't get that pleasure. We just do the best with what we've got at the time. And I just wanted to share with you just this household manager that really kept me sane with a family of 7, keeping meals simple by separating out the days of the week like that. We would rotate. So I had about 2 to 3 weeks worth of recipes that I knew everybody like and eat. And I just would rotate them out, and I'd make like a double portion, freeze half, and then we'd have it a week later or 2 weeks later or whatever. Sometimes I took a day and just made a whole bunch of freezer meals. So I loved being able to maximize time, maximize our budget. I'm a firm believer in, raising our kids up in the way they should go. And when they are old, they will not depart from it. It does not say that they won't go on a journey of exploration to figure things out and to test these things. And I've had my young adult kids, they're 19 to almost 28, say, especially over the last few years as they're adulting, and thank you, Mom. Thank you for what you've taught me about relational stuff, about even my daughter and I and my son. We were talking once about, I taught them this 5-step method of apologizing. So there's a book out there, I guess, or there's information about the 5 apology languages, kind of like the 5 love languages. But this 5-step model covers them all. So you're guaranteed to speak your loved one's language if you just do all 5. And I taught them that when they were young. And she's like, Mom, she goes, I hated it. I got to go through all 5 steps with my brother. And she was being so cute. She's like, I hated it at the time. I thought, this is dumb. You're going to make me go through all the steps, And she goes, but now she's 19 and she's got a boyfriend and they've been dating almost a year and she's been putting these things into practice. And she's like, Mom, she goes, I love it. She goes, I've realized how good it is and how it helps our relationship and how what I like, what feels good to me, and so I'm sorry, if that's not your apology language of saying, I'm sorry, you're going to feel like you weren't seen, you weren't heard, like the person didn't really care about you, etc. If that's not your apology language, if someone says, oh, hey, let me buy something to make up for that, and your apology language isn't restitution, then it's not going to feel good to you, but if you just use all 5, you'll hit it. And it's really easy to do. So that might be another video. Anyways, I just want to show you my household manager and what I'm reminiscing about today, and trying to reminisce, enjoy. It's a season that's gone. It's a season that's gone, and my life didn't end up how I wanted it to. I wanted to stay married forever, and my kids to grow up and all knew the Lord and get married, in their early 20s, and I'd have grandbabies by now and all this kind of stuff. And that's not what happened. We have free will, and people make choices, and you adjust. And so I'm proud of the mom that I was. I was not a perfect mom. Proud of my kids and what they're going through and their journey that they are on, and how they are going to look back and say, you know what, I am who I am today because I had to go through these hard things, for sure. So that's a whole nother topic. Anyways, all right, that's all.